10 types of players in Neverwinter. Roll it. Welcome back. But before we go through my 10 types of Neverwinter players, just know I am just scratching the surface of the multitude of stereotypes found in the gaming community of Neverwinter. So defining and listing them all is next to impossible. So just don't be mad if I miss some obvious stereotypes or types of players. But in future videos, I can add more. Or you can give me types of players in the comments below and I can try and add them in future top 10s. Cool? Cool. So here we go. 1. The role player. This player takes gaming one step further by immersing themselves fully into a gaming experience. You will generally find these players in large populated towns or zones, and you could easily find them while riding through said zones and reading general chat channels. We used to get overwhelmed with a tidal wave of nonsensical storylines that seemed to sprout out of nowhere, but now it's kind of slowed down. Role players are also generally harmless. They tend to stick to their own kind, but occasionally like to bring their weird storylines into the public domain. Roleplayers also seem to like to bring a sexual aspect into every facet of their stories and type in fantasy languages and accents. As a non-roleplayer running through, just shake your head and keep it moving. Number 2. The attention whore. The attention whore responds to every single comment or inquiry to see their name as much as possible in the chat screen. They interject themselves into every conversation, is generally overtly sexual, and if a girl makes sure to remind you that they have a vagina every chance they get. This is the certified card-carrying member of the attention whore brand. They throw sexuality around and collect boners like gold coins on the floor, but sometimes they take things even further by playing the lesbian or catfishing. They sometimes even share fake boob pics for items. These players are generally pretty close to best in slot, but completely suck at their class because they work for absolutely nothing they are wearing. They can easily be spotted wearing beautiful matching gear, dyed brightly, and riding the best mounts in the game. Number 3. The Rager. This player gives gamers a bad reputation. The Rager will have a hairline trigger and flip out for what appears to sane players is no real reason. This player can generally be found in dungeons while eating Hot Pockets in their parents' basement. Ragers will slap on an instant and then quickly turn around and act like nothing happened and their behavior was completely justified. When playing with a Rager, please keep in mind that anything that goes wrong will ultimately be your fault and have absolutely nothing to do with the Rager himself. These players are known to quit content immediately, leaving groups wondering if this player disconnected or if they rage quit for 15 or so minutes. Number 4. The Vet. Not to be confused with a gaming veteran. The vet in this context is the ex or current military member that turns everything in the game into military terms.
And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved corps.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Every possible situation that can occur will be associated with some military memory. These players generally stick together in packs, have military reference guild names, and can be assumed to all have a military style haircut. These players are generally the ones you will find arguing with drama queens and flat earthers. These players have been known to fall asleep at night, beating off to Full Metal Jacket in their natural habitats. 5. The Flat Earther. The Flat Earther is the person you keep running into in Protector's Enclave. He or she is usually running his mouth non-stop in the zone chats, trying to convince everyone and everything that if you walk far enough and long enough, you will inevitably fall off the edge of the earth.
Circle fucking earth. I'm up here, while motherfuckers in China down here, walking upside down. Get the fuck out of here. Suck my ball.
They will try and convince you that we live in a dome, that every NASA mission is a hoax, and that the Earth has no curvature. Do not think you will convince them otherwise. It is a mission you will quickly abort if you try. It used to be fun catching Nora and a few others talking about Flat Earth, but don't get too caught up with them. You will eventually start believing that the Earth is flat. They have no actual grasp of science and generally seem to pull ideas and theories out of their buttholes. They will spout nonsensical facts on for hours and hours and have no actual data/research to back up their facts. These players are generally innocent, but arguing with them is like arguing with a 3-year-old. Proceed at your own risk. Flat Earther players are to be avoided at all costs. 6. The Parent. This player is about 20% present while they are gaming. They are also known to leave Discord mics open, leaving guilds to listen to them screaming, releasing gas, and fighting in the background. This type of player is why guilds enforce a no open mic Discord policy. These players are also known to put their children to work doing mundane tasks for them like fishing, gathering, etc., while the parent takes care of the real-life tasks. Parents are known to be generally unreliable for gaming content until approximately 10 p.m. at night, which will give a window of about 2 hours of active gaming. 7. The Fashionista. Ah, the fashionista. This type of gamer is what all gaming companies want to see. They will spend unlimited amounts of in-game currency, shop currency, or real-life money just to look good. And that's the most important thing to the fashionista. Looking good. They could be tanking, healing, or damage dealing. But if they don't look good while doing it, then they will consider it a failure. Even if the dungeon or trial they were participating in was a success. They will spend countless hours inspecting others for their fashion sense. They will buy every dye they can find and try every possible combination. They have an in-game wardrobe that would make the Kardashians jealous. They are known to fill up Discords with screenshots of their tunes, even going so far as to sending private messages of their newest transmorphs. On first sight, the fashionista can be easily confused with the attention whore, so sometimes a little more questioning is needed to determine between the two. Fashionistas entirely fund their own addictions and are unusually proud of their commitment to color schemes which change often. These players will be the first in game to have the newest released costumes in the cash shops, regardless of cost. 8. The noob. Contrary to the belief of many, a noob spelled N-O-O-B and a noob spelled N-E-W-B are not the same thing. Noobs, spelled N-E-W-B-S, are those who are new to some task and are very beginner at it, possibly a little overconfident about it, but they are willing to learn and fix their errors to move out of that stage. Noobs, spelled N-O-O-B-S, on the other hand, know very little and have no will to learn anymore. They expect people to do the work for them and then expect to get praised about it, and they make up a unique species of their own. It is the latter that we will talk about, so the listener is prepared to encounter them in the wild if needed. Although you may find this unbelievably funny and or annoying, it is best to restrain yourself and keep from talking back to them, as they are very territorial and easily angered. This will result in their attempted verbal abuse of you, possibly backed up by other noobs, because they work in packs when doing offensive tasks. On the internet, noobs make their colonies on the forums. They migrate in waves, usually on the weekends, and proceed to clog up bandwidth with stupid questions and sometimes even stupid answers. If you happen to be unfortunate enough to be in an area large enough to attract migrating noobs, there will hopefully be authority in charge who will be smart enough to take extermination measures before they can make nests and larger colonies. The banhammer is one form of authority. Just saying. 9. The drama queen. The drama queen takes offense at everything under the sun and makes sure you know they are offended. They will drone on incessantly about their cause until you give up and either agree or pretend they don't exist at all. Drama queens can be found anywhere and everywhere, in Protector's Enclave and dungeons, Discord lounges, zone chats, Twitch, and even on YouTube. They usually form packs and back each other up even when they are obviously very wrong. They have no morals and can't distinguish between right and wrong. They are more disappointing than an unsalted pretzel. The world literally evolves around them. From a gaming perspective, they are usually really bad at it. I mean, if you are going to be two-faced, at least make one of them pretty. Just saying. And 10, the tryhard. The tryhard's talent or lack thereof is nothing compared to his willingness to overanalyze and break down the game's mechanics to such an extent that I can imagine his perception of the game only has a string of numbers and stats attached to it. This type of gamer is incredibly capable when it comes to sucking out every last drop of excitement, immersion, and fun from the game. What would be an immersive experience where you imagine yourself as a mighty hero, slaying monsters, killing dungeons, and rescuing damsels in distress for anyone else, for the tryhard would be boiled down to a mathematical formula telling you just what to click and when to click it, what specific item to take with what specific stats, what levels to do in what order, and so on. Enjoying the very gameplay of a video game comes secondary to these players, while winning is paramount even when said dungeon cannot be won in the traditional sense, and the tryhard's efforts come down to an endless loop of grinding for better loot, and trying to get those precious numbers as high as possible. So there you have it. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Galactic here. Peace out. Stay safe.